Hey everyone, it is summertime, July, and we have a brand new flash fiction. Now this one's kind of fun because I am trying a new genre. Something I've always loved to watch and read is sci-fi, but I'm not very well versed in writing sci-fi. So this is an experimentation of writing a sci-fi kind of horror story. It's a shorter one, but might be the building blocks for something in the future. So let's jump into it. This one is called Harvesters. We were on the trawler vessel heading to the harvest world. Just like any other job, I managed the equipment in the docking bay while we were en route. Two others in our unit joined me. We herded the cattle once they had been harvested from the ground squad. I never thought much about the job. My father did this before me, and now this was my role in the society. That's all there was to it. The society keeps things structured. They ensure humanity's survival by improving our well-being, so why mess with a good thing? The trawler vessel rocked side to side as the ceiling lights flashed, a sign that we were entering the atmosphere. I held onto the emergency handlebar with my right hand, awaiting the oncoming catch. My two other comrades did as well. The adrenaline. Every time it hit me, I knew what was coming. The ground squad would bring in the cattle here. They always acted up. Our unit had to be extremely focused on coordinating the safety of everyone on the ship. The ship stabilized its motion. My grip relaxed on the handle as we entered the atmosphere of the planet. I eyed the 6 head-to-toe armored units, the ground squad, marching into the shuttlecraft, holding their pulse cannons. The craft's door closed up once the last of the units entered. The ship lifted off the ground as the trawler vessel opened the docking door. A question entered my mind. What was the ground like? The ground squad knew. From my knowledge in school, I knew it was infested with disease, rubble, and pollution. Wildlife doesn't survive there, except for the cattle. They seem to flourish. Luckily for us, the cattle were vital to the society. Their biological makeup is a crucial component of our scientific progression. Their genetics help us understand ours and improve our own DNA. The shuttlecraft roared as it zoomed out of the trawler vessel and exited into the gray, cloud-covered atmosphere, disappearing into the distance. The harvest had begun. Other than the foggy sky, once I did get another view of the planet, I knew it was blue and brown when I saw it from the cockpit. That is all I've seen. I had to return to my station shortly after as we were entering the orbit. It was probably for the better. Now, I waited for the ground squad to return. My left hand clutched the black electro spear I held, waiting to shock any cattle that acted out in the cages. It made my heart race thinking about the potential action. They had hands. They could operate basic tools. As much as my curiosity about the planet torments the back of my mind, I know I wouldn't want to be on the ground squad, gathering the beasts. They're dangerous if not harvested correctly. I've seen the footage in school, the paintings, the portrayal in the media. Their hair is riddled with filth and their nature violent. As much as I'd like to be part of the ground squad and partake in harvesting some of the cattle, I can accept my duty in this society. The ground squad didn't take long to come back to the trawler vessel. The docking station remained open for the duration of the departure. The intercom erupted, with the pilot's distorted voice coming through the speakers saying, "Ground squad arrival. Shepherds, initiate." The lights above turned blue. The other 2 shepherds marched forward. I followed directly behind them as the shuttlecraft came into view. The craft carefully landed itself back into the trawler vessel as the docking door moved upward to a closed position. "Positions!" shouted the shepherd to my left, our squad leader. I held my spear with both hands as the shuttle landed down. The engines underneath the craft turned off, leaving us in a moment of silence. The back of the ship hissed, and the hatch moved upward. 3 ground squad members were on each side of the interior, with a large steel crate in the center. It levitated off the ground. Small holes wrapped around the middle of the cage, underneath the semi-translucent force field surrounding the container. The ground squad marched forward, and the cage hovered ahead with their unit. Groaning echoed from inside the cage, snarls and roars. They were in there, angry, hateful. A dark silhouette appeared from behind the last ground squad member. The motion was too fast for me to know what it was. The black blob was crouching. It moved closer. There wasn't supposed to be a 7th squad member. That was cattle. "Free run!" I shouted while rushing forward. "Free run!" shouted the other shepherds, joining me in the pursuit. The ground squad spun around, raising their pulse cannons. The 3 on the opposite side hurried around the cage to face the threat. The other 3 fired, missing the silhouette by a fraction. The plasma blast roared past the being, highlighting a humanoid figure standing upright, wearing pants. Muscular arms ended in 5-finger hands holding a pistol. The being fired the weapon at the closest ground squad unit. The scene lit up as the bullet ripped through the gun's chamber and into the chest of our comrade. Time slowed as I ran. My motion was in autopilot. My mind was left in disarray, seeing the scowling face of the cattle in full light. The beige, dirt-covered skin, 2 eyes, blue irises, long black hair. It was human. The cattle fired again, missing the next ground squad in front of him. They fired back. One of the pulse cannon's plasma blasts hit him in the chest, throwing him back. The 2 shepherds and I arrived directly in front of the cattle. Our squad leader lunged his electro spear at the being's chest, causing his entire system to jolt and fall down lifeless. I stared down at the cattle. At least I thought it was. No, it couldn't be. I was looking down at a fellow human. Sure, the physique was less toned, and he was slightly smaller. That aside, there was undoubtedly human, an unmodified version. And that is Harvesters. A little experimentation that I think I might explore more, but if you enjoyed this short story, please share with your friends, and check out the events. I have a bunch of stuff coming out this summer, and as always, I'll catch you later.